Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be going over part 2 of the 2014 HSC paper for IPT in regards to question 23. As per usual, I will be explaining the question to you guys, be breaking it down, explaining what the question wants, discovering key terms, simplifying it. I'll provide a sample answer, so I'll be talking about the positives of it, the negatives of my own sample answer, and what can be used in your own response. And I'll also be assisting you guys in understanding the marking guidelines and criteria when working through this question. So I'll be breaking it down for you and ensuring that you guys talk to you guys about how to ensure that full mark response. So before we can get into the question, let's go back over question 23 scenario. A sporting club uses an online database, medical information, such as fitness levels and past injuries, which is entered manually by staff. Performance data and injuries are collected real-time during games using a timed device worn by each player. The data is transmitted wirelessly from the timed device to the online database. The information system is accessible by coaches and medical staff at any time. So, with that being said, let's get into part 2 of this 3-part question. The question is, describe how a structured query could be used to extract different types of information from the online database. Let's break this down. In this question, we don't necessarily need to take out any words, but we will be talking about the key terms which will make this question simplistic for us to respond to. Keywords such as describe, a structured query, how it could be used to extract different types of information from the online database. These keywords are what are going to help us respond to this question. The first word, describe, is telling us to go in detail, in depth, talk more about the structured query language. We need to describe how this structured query could be used, not is used, could be used to, what is it doing? To extract different types of information from the online database. Okay, so we're describing how structured query could be used to extract information from the database. That is what you have to talk about in your response to make sure you get 3 out of 3. Now that we have sort of simplified the question, let's go into a sample answer. Let's start off with a definition of SQL. SQL, Structured Query Language, is a language which takes a set of commands in order to gather data from databases. Then, let's attack the question. Describe. Describe how a structured query could be used to extract different types of information from the online database. The structured query language would use lines to select fields of data such as fitness levels, deriving information from the medical information table within the database. The where lines in the SQL will filter out unneeded information, shifting the data criteria to, for example, show data of all sporting players and their fitness levels. The order by line in the SQL sorts and orders the data in the database in a specific display order. In this case, this could be the highest fitness levels of players to the lowest. Using the SQL method, staff can also gather information about past injuries, who had them, and their level of impact on players by altering the criteria in the where line of the query. In my response, not only have I described SQL and talked about it in depth and how it will extract different types of information, I've used another example to target the different types part of the question. By providing this extra example, that will ensure you will get more marks, possibly full marks. The positives about this response is it goes into depth about SQL. It talks about how, in certain lines, as you can see here, how this can be used to extract different types of data, which is in my first example and my second example, and it even has a definition of SQL, which will definitely bump up your mark to 3 out of 3. Now that we've gone through the question, let's have a gaze at the marking criteria. In order to get 3 out of 3, you must describe how a structured query could be used to extract different types, meaning you need multiple examples of information from the online database. If we refer back to our question and our response, we can see that we have talked about structured query. We have talked about different types of information and how they're extracted through the structured query language. We also have two examples, meaning we have targeted the different types aspect of the question, which will therefore bump us up to 3 out of 3 marks. Now that we have gone through the question, that concludes part 2 of our 3-part series for this question 23 of the HSC paper for 2014. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. God bless.